Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I'm not cooking in this video. I wanted to give you an update on my garden, my raised garden bed that I did. I've done a little bit of work outside here. I have kind of cleaned up around my palm tree, and you can see that I've trimmed it up. It was such a mess in the last video. There's my little grand dog, Pepper. I think Pepper is going to start living with me and my two little girls. I brought her home to Marby 2 weeks ago for a visit with them, and she has had so much fun, as much as they have. And so between Matthew's family and me, I think we've about decided to just let her live here. She doesn't have any playmates at their house, and she's very lonesome. Pepper, say hey. Can you tell everybody hello? She is such a sweet, sweet baby, and she just fits in here very nicely. So, Pepper is part of my household now, aren't you, girl? But now I'm going to take you out into my backyard and show you my garden. It's doing so well, and I just want to share it with you. Things are a little bit of a mess. I have sowed some grass seed, and hopefully it's going to come up. I'm trying to keep it watered. You can hear my neighbors back there. They're in their swimming pool having a great time. It's a beautiful day today. It's really warm here in South Georgia. But anyway, let me walk over and let you take a look at my raised garden bed. I'm so pleased. My little tomato plants have actually got some small tomatoes. That is just a regular tomato. It's not the cherry tomato, but my cherry tomatoes, which is right here, it does have some little tomatoes on it. Let's see if I can show you. You can see the tomatoes under there. And so I've got that one, and that's a regular tomato plant. This is a regular tomato plant, but this is another cherry tomato plant. And look at my crop. I'm so excited. I love cherry tomatoes. I love tomatoes, period, but really I love to snack on cherry tomatoes. My bell pepper plant is doing really well. It's blooming and is getting ready to start bearing bell peppers. There we have it, my zucchini. Should be having plenty of zucchini before long. This was the large zucchini plant that I bought thinking it was a yellow squash. Oh, and I've got a little zucchini. Look. Do you see my little zucchini right there? Well, guys, it won't be long. I'll be cooking zucchini. How exciting. I am so excited about this. The one I had planted in the corner there, it died. But I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more plus that big one. So I think I should have plenty. And this is my cucumber plant, and it's putting on, it's got a little cucumber. Look at there. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. This is like Christmas to me. But anyway, there's another one back here. You see my cucumber? And my bell pepper plant here has a little bell pepper. This one, let's see, this one is the green bell pepper, but it's got a little pepper on it. And my little measly one bean hill, snap bean, the other 2 little hills died, and they only had that one at the store. So anyway, it looks like it's getting ready to bloom, so I'm probably going to be getting about 6 beans off of that before long. Who knows? This is the yellow squash plant that I bought, and so it's getting ready to bloom, and hopefully I'll be getting some yellow squash. This is another bell pepper plant that I have, and it is the yellow bell pepper. And as you can see, it's got some buds coming out on it, so it's going to be producing peppers before too much longer. My poor cilantro, I don't know, it doesn't look really good, but it doesn't really matter. You know, I mean, I was doing this really as a trial in the corners. This right here, I think, I can't even remember what that is, maybe oregano. I don't know where my little tag is, it seems to be gone, but whatever it is, it's doing okay. And then over here, I have a jalapeno. My friend, or friends, Doug and Lisa, Doug said, where are the jalapeno plants? Because he loves jalapenos. So I bought a jalapeno plant, and Doug, if you're watching this, it's growing, and it looks like it's getting ready to put on some little blossoms and make some little peppers. So get ready for some jalapenos. Here's another one of my, this is thyme. I remember this, but boy, it is looking really sad. I don't know if that's gonna survive or not. And then a little rosemary plant. So there you have it. My flourishing little garden that I am so tickled and so pleased with. You can see down here the grass that's starting to come up. I've sowed grass seed all around out here, and I don't know how well it's going to do, but I'm trying. I've done my part, and I'm trying to keep it watered. So I think some's coming up over here too. I'm seeing a sprig or two, but we'll just have to see. The weeds, of course, do really well. My lime tree over there is looking a lot better, but I've got to get it cleaned up around underneath it. I'm going to try my hand at grafting. You can see this tree over here. This was an orange tree. It was a navel orange, and I had it planted out here. I actually had it planted when Eddie was living, my husband, and the cold killed it back and it lost the graft. And so when the guy came to push the stumps and stuff up that was out here, I asked him, I said, just go ahead and dig that up. It's no good. I'm just going to throw it away. Well, then I changed my mind and I decided I'm going to try to save you, and I'm going to try to graft. I'm going to try 2 different grafts. I'm going to do my satsuma and my navel orange on that. And it may not work, I don't know. But you know, I thought, what have I got to lose? It's no good like it is. And so I'm going to give a shot at that, and I'll post a video when I do that, and we'll see how well that will do. But that's about it. I still got a lot of work that needs doing out here. I would like to have some more of these pine trees taken down. These that are right here in this cluster, I would really love to have removed, because there's an oak tree right there that it's really crowding, that I would love to get them out of it. And right here, this is a pecan tree that my sweet little squirrels in the neighborhood planted this for me, because I didn't plant one and neither did Eddie. So it had to come from the squirrels. Right now it doesn't look like it has any nuts on it, but it looks very healthy, and that's another reason that I want the pine trees taken down, to see if it will do anything. It would just be a seedling pecan, but those are the best kind because they're oily and good. The pomegranate tree over here is full of blooms, and so I think I'm going to have a pretty good crop of pomegranates. I usually give those to Matthew and Heather. I don't, they're okay. I mean, I like them okay, but Matthew really loves them. So I usually let them have them. You can see how full of blooms it is. And of course my citrus trees, oh my goodness. This is 2 small lemon trees that I have, one that's in the ground and one that's in a bucket. I planted the one in the ground 2 years ago and it has never done anything. I have been so frustrated with this lemon tree. So I bought the second lemon tree thinking maybe it needed to cross-pollinate, but the tag says they don't require cross-pollination. They're Meyer lemons and they don't have to be cross-pollinated. But evidently it's enjoying company because now this season it is actually bearing lemons. This will be the first lemons that I've gotten and I'm very excited about getting these. It's got quite a few on it. It has lost a lot of them. You can see all the little lemons there, and they're all about on it. So hopefully it's going to do justice and make lemons this season. This little tree that's in the bucket actually has some lemons on it as well. So hopefully I'm going to be able to make lemonade and have lemon in my sweet tea. I really want to move the one that's in the ground. I would like to take it up because it's going to be so crowded up against my fence. You can see the fence there and it's really going to get overcrowded. So when it becomes dormant, I may try to move it. I want to move it out there on the other side of the fence where my raised garden bed is at. So I don't know, we'll just have to see. This is my satsuma tree and it has got a lot of fruit on it this year. Now this season that has just passed, it didn't have hardly any, but it has put on a lot of fruit, and I hope that we have a bumper crop like we did last year. Not last season, but last year. Last season it probably didn't have but about 2 dozen pieces of fruit, but you can see the little satsumas, and it is just, it's loaded. It's so full. So hopefully I'm going to have a good crop this year with it. My family really love these. They're very sweet and juicy, so we'll see. This is my navel orange tree, and it has really grown this past year. It was really small. I could cover it up a year ago with a blanket, and look how big it is now. But it had a lot of fruit on it this year. I was able to share with my family and with some friends, and it's got a lot of fruit again this year. It has lost, it's dropped a lot of it, but there's still an enormous amount of fruit on it. So hopefully it will produce really well and I'll be able to share it around with everybody again. These oranges are just so good. I have a friend that I gave some to, and she told me, she said, Joyce, you know, I really don't even like oranges. And she said, that was the best orange. She said, oh my gosh, I loved it. She said, I ate every one of them that you gave me. So hopefully they will make enough that I can share again. This is my red grapefruit, and it too has got a lot of fruit on it. They were really, really good year before last. Now this past year, to me, they just didn't seem to be quite as sweet, but it could have just been me too, I'm not sure. But you can see there's a lot that's going to fall off of it. But it'll have plenty. It will have plenty. You can see all those young pieces of fruit. quite a bit on here. When you get to looking, you see more and more. I mean, there's those in there that you can't see when you just look at it because they're the same color as the leaves, so it's hard to see it. But I think it's going to have pretty much a hefty crop on it as well. You can see how large it is. It has really grown too. I really should have planted it in a different place. I think it's going to get really big and it's going to crowd my little greenhouse there. This tree stump that I'm building into a fairy house, when they took that tree down, they had taken a portion of the fence out, but it damaged the post. And I told them, I said, don't worry about it. I want a greenhouse built, and so instead of buying more fence material, I'll just fill up the space with a greenhouse. And so some friends of mine that are carpenters came and they built it for me and did an outstanding job. I love it. I've still got to paint the trim on it. Need to get that done this year, but I don't know with everything that's going on with me if I'll be able to get it done. But if not, it'll be there until it is. This is my persimmon tree. It's a Japanese persimmon. And several years ago, a hurricane passed through here and it took a pine tree down, and it split my tree completely in two. I was absolutely sick about that because I love persimmons. And it was just starting to get big enough to start bearing when this happened. And you can see how I rigged it up, but this was split all the way down. And the part on the left there was lying on the ground, and I took that rope that you see that is deteriorated, I pulled that portion up and tied it, and then I clamped it at the bottom. Is that really rigging or what? But you know what? It lived, and I think it may be mended somewhat at the base, but it has thrived and done so well. It is also loaded with persimmons. Now these are not like the persimmons that have to be completely ripened in order to eat them. I don't like that kind. I don't like the texture. They're pasty to me. And these, you can eat them when they're not completely ripe and they're sort of crisp. So good. Oh my gosh, I just absolutely love them. But look at all of them. It is so loaded. I'm so excited. It had a good many on it this year. Was the first year that it's had quite a few. My sister loves them as good as I do, so I always try to make sure that she gets part of them. So the Lord smiled on me with this, and He's given me a bumper crop of persimmons if they don't fall off. I have another persimmon tree that I bought that I'm going to plant back here somewhere, but I haven't done it yet. But I do intend to do that. But that's my persimmon tree. So thrilled. This is the kumquat tree, last but not least. You see it still has kumquats on it. Of course, they aren't any good. They are mushy and swiveled. But it really outdone itself this year, and I'm sure it will do it again because it puts on a lot every year. But anyway, it served itself really well. The Lord has blessed me immensely, and I'm evermore so grateful to Him for what He does in my life. I'm going to sign off now, and until the next time, this is Beba saying, may the Lord bless and keep you and your family safe. And I hope to see you really soon. In fact, I'm headed to the kitchen, so I'll see you in the kitchen. You have a great day. See ya. Bye.